And also looks like the Rivers State House of Assembly is trying to probe Vice Admiral Ibokete Ibas. Any justification to that?
Yes. No, but if you look at actually what it is the National Assembly that should probably probe him, because his powers were derived from the National Assembly. And the National Assembly were the ones that approved the budget. The checks and balances should naturally come from the National Assembly for his 6-month stay. But now that the Assembly is back, they're not hamstrung. Okay. They're not hamstrung in saying that, look, these monies were monies that were meant from the people of Rivers State. Where you put them into, especially capital projects. You know, recurrence might be difficult because recurrent must have had a template. That is salaries, wages, and every other thing you have. So, but this capital projects, maybe some he initiated, if he initiated some capital projects, it will be something that they should check, yes, they should check. To bring about the check and balance, because why do you have the House of Assembly is basically because of oversight functions, check and balances, and to make laws. All right. But
now that the governor is back, I mean, restated fully, are there any implications for governance in Rivers State? Is there anything stopping him from governing effectively?
I doubt if there's anything now, because the truth about it is he's the one that has the mandate. He was elected, he was not selected. And so there's nothing stopping him from, you know, he can cover those grounds. Definitely, there's no way you would say that 6 months would not have eaten into his time. Many of the things he would have wanted to do, or many of the visions he would have had, there'll be a setback. But he can cover those grounds if he works very hard with the House of Assembly. And those grounds can easily be covered. Because Rivers State is a very important state. That's why you see that.
Especially for people who say the people
of
Rivers State.
When Rivers sneezes, the nation shakes.
I said especially for people who think the people of Rivers State are the biggest losers in this entire crisis. Well,
I would say they were not losers in the sense that peace was eventually found. What if there was no peace? What if we had a situation whereby they had... Look at what happened in Nepal, for example. Look at what happened during the EdSARS crisis. What if there had been so much destruction? Of course. Because, okay, I just gave the House of Assembly as an example, the loss that was incurred. That money that was funneled into building, even if you're going to build a new House of Assembly, you could have not spent up to 20 billion naira. So that just gives you an insight into what could have happened if this peace was not achieved and there was destruction of lives and properties. So I don't think the Rivers people should feel like losers at the end of the day. They should look at it as a win-win situation, because this will now fire up the governor. One, to prove his critics wrong, that, okay, with all you have said, I can still achieve this and I can still achieve that. And the House of Assembly, too, will be conscious of the fact that, look, all this while, we have a mandate to go back to our people tomorrow to seek for election. What are we going to say we have done for the people? We need to show our constituency projects. We need to show so many of these things. You understand? So we need to have a relationship with the government, which is what we have been saying, so that we can move on.